Thank you very much. Let's look at the relationship between owners and operators for a moment. A recent court case, Marriott versus Eden Rock, upheld a ruling stating that a hotel's owner had the right to terminate its long-term contract with its operator. Do you think this decision will change the relationship between owners and operators in the future?
It depends on who you ask. Certainly, counsel for owners feels this is a game changer. Historically, owners were able to have the power to terminate a so-called agency management contract, and operators had worked very, very hard to reframe their contracts as non-agency agreements, specifically saying that the relationship between the owner and the manager was that of an independent contractor, a manager working for the owner. A judge in New York characterized that relationship as a personal services agreement that is not injunctionable, meaning that the owner has the power to terminate that contract as a result of it being a personal services agreement. The operators certainly respectfully disagree. The judge was not at New York's highest court. The decision will certainly be appealed to New York's appellate court, which is the highest court in New York. And it's interesting that the appeal will be joined by several high-profile operators, as it's very clear that the operators see this case as a threat to their business model. Their business model is fundamentally the value of the firm is a function of number of hotels that we have under management, average fee per hotel, and then average length of term. If contracts are now terminable, average length of term is uncertain, and that uncertainty has no other effect other than to destroy value.
Do you feel like this is, I mean, with thousands of hotels in the U.S. and many thousands more abroad, is this something that maybe doesn't get resolved in the highest level court in New York and goes on to a Supreme Court ruling?
I don't believe it'll go to the U.S. Supreme Court. This is a state action. I've not seen it's not evident at all the parties are trying to take it out of state courts and put it into a federal court. I'm fairly certain, although I have no basis for this other than knowing the relationship between owners and managers for many years, my sense is that if owners lose this in the appellate court, there will be another test case that will test similar notions of whether the owner has the power to terminate or not. The interesting thing about this case is the power to terminate was not enumerated in the contract. It exists in common law, and that's the thing, or that's the idea that is most objectionable to the operators. They feel that with the time and effort they put into negotiating contracts, the parties to that contract should respect the four corners of that contract and stay within what's negotiated, not use common law as a means to terminate contracts.
Understood. Thank you very much. Great.